I was not really, I thought I should, take some more time, like that. But my dad was not well that time, and he was like, literally pushing me for a marriage. And so I got married to her. And for like first few months, things went well, and then I started feeling that the emotional love, the bond was not there. Though sexually it's fine, but not the emotional. I couldn't give show my love to her.
I was 6 years, and that's when my mother realized that I can sing. Before that, I believe as a child, when she had taken me to some concert, she comes from this family of musicians, so she knows music and all that. So I believe when she took me to some concert, and that person who was singing, he did not sing some particular line, and I kind of repeated it, saying that he had to sing this now. And so another musician who was sitting next to her, and I said, oh my god, this child needs to learn music. So that's the first time. I was just around 3 years or something. I was a very silent child.
Though I felt lonely, but I tried my level best to be a good husband to her. We never had a very good understanding. Neither we had a long time conversation. So the understanding between us never been. And then the fight was like, we had arguments, closely 40-45 people in my house, on both the sides. And they were all there, and like everybody came to know about my, bisexuality.
My teacher, Pandit Ramarao Naik, a very, very radical, most interesting person. Not just a teacher, a very close friend. He's so mind-blowingly open that once, in fact, for the first time, I tasted alcohol when I was around 21 or so. And then I wanted to share that excitement with someone. Now, obviously, if I do it with my parents, they will like throw me out. So I went and told him. I said, I tasted alcohol. He said, really? Which one? I said, gin. You are an idiot. You should try Desi Kallu. That first is the most beautiful drink ever possible. I'm like wondering, my god, this man, what is he saying? I said, yes, I'll show you where you get, but these days you might not get it so pure. So literally he took and showed me where in Bangalore you get that. So he was a teacher like that.
This is my dad and my mom, my sister, and I think I'm 2 years old then. And so he passed away like 2 months before in a car accident, and he was very supportive. So like after I came out to my parents, so like last 2 years he's been very, very supportive. In fact, he is the first person who actually understood when I told him, and he spoke to my mom, convinced her. So like after my child born, in fact she born after the separation, and me and my Kaira's mom, my wife, have I think we developed a friendship. Currently my child is living with my wife, and so I'm visiting them like, at least twice in a week. I think the things are pretty calm, smooth now, and in fact I told Kaira's mom about Rupesh, and she even met him. They didn't speak, but my wife met Rupesh at the time of my dad's burial.
I don't know, from my childhood I had this weird feeling that everyone gets married, so I'm going to get married to a woman. And it never occurred to me that it was a wrong thing. And I assumed that is also there. For the longest time I did not even check the reality. So I always thought that I'm going to grow up and get married to a woman. Then when I was 12, 13, I met a girl, and she became she was 5 years elder to me. She became a good friend to me. She was the only girl like who would come to our house and all that. And she kind of was a very close friend. She was a Dalit. So my mother was like also trying to support her for her education and things like that. So developed a very good friendship. We kind of fell in love with each other, and we imagined that we were married and things like that. My parents never knew me. My parents hardly had any time for me. My mother, being a sculptor, she was like working 24 hours. And
the first time when we had chat, it was a very long chat of course, and after that we thought, okay, let's meet. We both were talking, and in fact I was talking, he was just listening to me. I used to talk a lot. Now he is the one who is talking and I'm just listening. Actually, he was my first date. I haven't been to any of the dates before. He was my first date, and after we both met in Basim Nagar, I still remember the day, December 13th. Last year we celebrated our second year anniversary, and we went to the same place, and we both went alone, and at 10 o'clock, and we both were talking. It was very happy that we have completed 2 years. I don't know, it was all of a sudden I got committed to him. I want to introduce Vikrant to my mom. My mom has seen him as a friend, but I want to tell her that he's my life partner, he's my boyfriend. I don't know whether she will accept it or not, but I want to do that.
When these people fell in love, Vikrant used to go there and made like few blocks away from his house. So take him out, go for a dinner or to the beach, do all the romance and stuff, come, drop him in the same place. And Rupesh will just walk 2 blocks alone and enters in his house, and then they'll be on the phone. That's all it is. Every now and then it used to be this way. After Rupesh always complains to me, after we fell in love, after he has accepted it, Vikrant never bothers about picking him up or dropping him elsewhere, make him wait for like hours together in the bus stand or something like that. Rupesh used to be super pissed. We all used to talk about this to Vikrant.
so then there was a tragedy. Like, she committed suicide, and I was just 17 or so. And I didn't have anyone to kind of talk about this relationship to. I could not talk about this love affair to anyone. But strangely, it was only my teacher who kind of realized something. This thing in Hindustani music, there's this romantic singing genre called Thuris. And then, like I had asked him earlier, like, can you teach me a Thuri? So he said, time hasn't come, just wait. And after she died, within few months, suddenly one day he said, I was extremely depressed, but I could not talk about it at all. Like even to him I did not, because that way I knew how much of a radical he is, he might not just accept this. So just one day we were walking on the road, and he suddenly said, time has come, you should learn a Thuri. And I just looked at him and he said, I understand you are in love. So, and then, like, I don't want to know the details, but learn Thuri, it will help you out. So, it was so strange, things that parents could not identify, parents hardly had time to identify, parents hardly could see my depression, parents could hardly see what was happening to me. My teacher was seeing it. So it was almost like a mother, more than my mother. And it was so beautiful that he did not make it ugly in front of me. It was so beautiful. It was all so musical and so beautiful. And I was like deeply stressed out because I could not talk about it at all. And there was no one that I could speak. But this kind of soothing out was like, then that was the time I started thinking, okay, so actually this does not happen. So then sometime around my degree, I used to always have this very intense friendships with women. Never so much with men. Little cordial kind of thing, and I like men. It's not like I hate them or anything. And my teacher being a man, I've always liked him. I've always teased him and all that. And I also like people with beard. So I used to always tease my guru saying, grow a beard, otherwise I'll not learn from you. And he would say, what if you don't learn from me? I don't care. But then I'd say that, okay, that musician has a good beard. So he'd say, oh, just because he has a beard, you will go away to him. And these kind of funny things were also going around. So it was really interesting. interesting the way things grew around, and then after quite some time, in fact, even after my teacher passed away and all that, and in between I had relationships with men and women, men and women, men and women. Like we used to have that. I used to have that, and I'd constantly go for one night stands instead of love affairs, because I really had that trauma inside me and the fear that if I have a relationship with someone, the person will die. I had this fear. And though even then I fell in love with a classmate of mine who used to write beautiful poems. We shared the kind of the intensity, and I would sing her poems and I would compose and sing her poems, and she would write for me and things like that. But then I was very scared to tell her, and finally I confessed to her on just a week before her marriage, her wedding. So I was like, again one more losing. I don't want to get into relationships, life is all about this. So I not get into such things.
I don't know how to tell it. The typical fights between husband and wife, from their side. Every time my mom makes fun of my mom's side relatives, that's what exactly Vikram does. Your mom is this way. Look at your dad. Look at the way he talks. Look at the way he. That's how Vikram makes fun of. And Rupesh will comment to it oh, your mom is also that way, and something like that. Just typical husband and wife they are.
I love visiting lonely places. I don't know why, but once I went to this broken bridge. It was really, really, really wonderful. I want to take Vikrant there. We both must be lonely, sitting there, speaking a lot of things about our life and career. I want to do that.
Often I'm so jealous. Oh my God, they are together and they have this love and this life together, and what are we doing? That stuff. So they make me jealous so many times. Because they are setting an example. You guys fall in love, look at us. This is how you should live. This is what a couple is.
Kamaniya